Hey guys, welcome back to Bibliophile Reads. I'm Courtney and today you're joining me for another weekly reading wrap up. I am so excited right now. I posted a Kindle unboxing video and that has really been a video that resonated with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. I really appreciate you subscribing. I'm so close to getting to 1,000 subscribers. So if you really like my content, you checked through it, go ahead and send that to somebody who also would like this channel. If you're new, welcome. Thanks so much for dropping by. If the Kindle video caught your attention, know I have tons of Kindle videos on my channel, but I also do book reviews, bookish purchases, Kindles, and I do a weekly wrap up of the books that I've read for the week. So this month in October, I have a huge TBR, and I really have to read like 5 to 6 books a week in order to attain that. And while that is a lot, it's even more when new books keep coming out. So I want to catch up with you guys on what I read, and then we'll talk about what I'm going to read for this week. So it is Saturday, and it's hard because I'm usually still reading a book on Saturday that I'll probably finish. But I don't put it in the finish pile, but I just start telling you about it, and then it will be part of next week's video. So let's start off where we left last week, which was I had started Love and Other Conspiracies. This book is by Mallory Marlowe. I want to say I give this 4 stars. Let me pull up my Goodreads on my iPad. What did I give this? Yep. Oh, I gave it 5 stars. Look at me. Okay, this was a cute romance. It follows Hallie and Hayden. Hallie is a TV exec who was dating this douche guy who also worked in her industry and in her same company or whatever. He breaks up with her, and at the same time she needs to launch a show and produce it, and it needs to be successful, otherwise she's fired. In comes Hayden, this really cute guy who's on local TV. He talks all things conspiracy theories, and so they decided to partner up, create a TV show platform, and while they do it, of course, they fall in love. This is a contemporary romance, so you kind of know how it's going to go. It does follow the same format. Girl meets boy, they are just friends, then they find they have feelings for each other, but the background is the conspiracy theories that Hayden investigates. He also has a podcast, and what was cool to me about this was like there were so many of the conspiracy theories talked about in this book that I found myself often Googling the conspiracy theory and having conversations at dinner with my family about like, did they believe in certain conspiracy theories? So highly, highly recommend this book. Super cute, not that long either. It was like 350 some pages. So it was a really good book. Loved that a lot. Then after I finished that on Sunday, I literally jumped right into finishing Babysitters Club book number 51, Stacy's Ex-Best Friend. If you are new here, I am rereading the Babysitters Club books from the beginning. I loved this series as a kid. I know it's gotten some new recent hype, especially around the Netflix show and all that, but I've loved it forever. And I've reread it lots of times and cherry picked different books that I wanted to read. And I started about last June 2023, reading from the beginning. Now I am going very slowly because I squeeze them in when I want a quick read or palate cleanser. I don't do one every week. So I'm on book 51. This book is hilarious. I think I give this one a 5 as well, because anytime the Babysitters Club has drama, I'm here for it. The way it's written is so funny to me. But in this book, Lane comes to visit Stacy in Stony Brook when Lane is on her fall break, and Stacy wants to just like envelop Lane in her life now, right? And just like, this is how I live in Stony Brook, these are my friends, this is what I do. And Lane is the sourpuss the whole way. She has a new boyfriend, that's all she cares about. She's negative toward the Babysitters Club and what they do. There's a school dance. She doesn't think any of the guys that are asking the girls are cute. So I mean, she's just like on one the whole time. And it ends with a huge fight with Stacy and Lane, which is hilarious to me. But then they make up, obviously, it's Babysitters Club. So I just read this book maybe 2 years ago, but I really did enjoy it, and it was such a quick read. If I sit with these and like really go through it, maybe like an hour, hour and a half, I could finish the entire thing. I read about a page a minute. I know that because I've been using the Bookly app. If you need to know more about the Bookly app, comment down below, I'll tell you. But yeah, really good book. I love this. And I also love on the cover Lane. Like, who is she? She's like a 1980s businesswoman. So, love that. So then, what did I read next? Okay, then I read Tinder is the flesh. Okay, so this is something that crept up this week. So I recently joined the Patreon for Daily Books. The lady who runs this name is Erica, and on Instagram every day she posts the daily book deals that Amazon has. She posts her affiliate link, and you can click on them and find great deals for books. I've personally found a lot of books that she puts up for like $1.99 or $2.99, and they're books that are very popular. They're just on a daily deal. So she had some other content that I was looking to get to, but it's only for Patreon. So I went there. She has a pretty cheap Patreon, and they have a book club, and the book club was Tinder is the Flesh. So I went to go see what that was about, and this book was also on sale. I believe it's a monthly deal for Amazon, so it's gonna be cheap all month. I think it's $2.99. And man, this book was so weird. I was captivated from the concept. So in this book, I don't want to say we're dystopian, but we're definitely postmodern society, and we're living in a world where animals are no longer edible. They have a virus that is fatal to people if you eat it, and so we have moved on as a society eating people. And so this book kind of follows a slaughterhouse worker as he tells the story of, sorry, it's so weird. Tells the story of like the production sort of animal behavior way and dehumanizing way of now dealing with humans, right? And so as we're talking about the humans who are going through the slaughterhouse, it's literally like animals, right? And it's funny how in reading, right, we feel like doing this to humans is inhumane, but with animals, we're just like, go for it. But like you'd have parts of the factory that had women being pumped for milk. You had like the butcher shop. You had a part in this book where they're talking about that they wanted black skin to make beautiful leather, right? And so it's just like this very non-human way of looking at things. I think about that the same way as animals. Like we don't think about the animals that we're eating, we just think about the meat, and that's the same thing here. The ending is what took it over the top. I want to say I gave this 4 stars. The ending was over the top. The middle got a little bit long. So get past that because you want to get to the ending. It's a jaw dropper. So highly, highly, highly recommend this book. Tinder is the Flesh. It's kind of a weird book. It reads almost like it's translated. We were talking about this in the Discord of that book club, but so good. So I'm glad I saw that and picked it up. It's not my normal book that I would pick, but I have 0 regrets on that. Okay, then the thing that took up the majority of the week, although this is still 4 books, was Fantasia by Kaylee Smith. I absolutely loved this book. I ended up giving it 4 stars. This book follows Ophelia, and Ophelia she comes from a family of necromancers. Her and her sister Genevieve are mourning the loss of their mother, who was a famous necromancer within New Orleans, which is our backdrop, and many people would come to her to speak to the dead. And now that she has passed away, Ophelia is the next in line to carry on this tradition. So we start the book with her sort of taking on this magic, and then quickly they find out that their mother was keeping some things from them. In fact, they're very much in debt with their home, and they have to figure out a way to get money, otherwise it's not gonna be the home anymore. And most the people who come to them saying they owe money are pretty much banking that they won't have the money because they're already starting to like create plans of how they will demolish the house. Obviously they want to keep the house. It's got a huge amount of memories in it. It's really all the girls have at this point. And so they're trying to like wrestle with that. And in the middle of the night, Genevieve kind of goes missing, and Ophelia goes to her room looking for clues, and in one of her journals it talks about Fantasia. And Fantasia is a sort of trial game. I would say like think Hunger Games in a way. I didn't read all of Hunger Games, I guess it's like that, but sort of like Survivor in the sense where contestants play 9 rounds as they go through the 9 levels of hell to get a prize, and the prize is huge. So when she realizes that her sister has gone to Fantasia, she goes to find her. However, nobody can tell her that Genevieve is in the game or not, because all of it's very secret. So in order for Ophelia to help Genevieve, she has to be part of Phantasma, and she does. Through her journey, she meets a spirit slash, I forgot what they call it, but he can go into a human form named Blackwell, and he offers her a blood bargain, and basically he will keep her safe through at least level 7, because by level 7 is when, if Genevieve was in the Phantasma games, Ophelia would find her. So he promises to keep her safe to then, if she gives him 10 years of her life, and she does. So that's really the main premise of this story. But as we're going through it, we meet a couple of side characters who are all in it for the prize at the end. We find this very odd relationship between Blackwell and Ophelia, and that's where I kind of went to 4 stars. So I don't want to ruin the story for you, but what I will say is this does involve paranormal romance. This actually was the first book where I was like, okay, this paranormal romance is not that bad. I kind of like it, and then I didn't. It started becoming really unrealistic, and I get like all paranormal romance is unrealistic, but it was just like the loopholes were loopholing, and I just couldn't follow it. But overall, the book is really good. I cannot wait for the second book to come out. Yes, I'm going to read it, and really enjoy this. It was a nice fantasy to get through. It is long, but it was like a fantasy that moved. And I had it on the Kindle, because it's in Kindle Unlimited, and of course my book of the month, but definitely worth the read. It does move quickly, like I said, so I loved that. And then the book that I'm reading today, that I'm hoping to finish today or tomorrow, is The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. This is part of the X-Hex trilogy, and this book follows, you know, if you're new here, I never know the names of characters unless I'm looking at them, but it follows more folks in the Penhallow family. We're following Bowen and Tamsin, and they are friends slash co-workers, and Tamsin is given, well, her job really is to take things from different witches that hold a lot of power and give them to others, and she does that for money. She does that for Bowen, but on their off time, she gets hired to do it for somebody else. And when she shows up to the house to do this job in character, she's like in a disguise. Bowen is there, and they're teaming up. Now, what's been happening, which is kind of throwing me off, because this is where I am in the book now, I'm about 57% in, is that they have, in order to get the thing that she needs, they had to time travel, and they did time travel back in time to try to fix the situation. And so that's kind of where I am. It's not the best. It's giving 3 stars. When I think about this whole X-Hex series, Kiss Curse was my favorite, but they were all just mid, and this does follow the same trend. So those are the books that I have read. I'm excited to wrap those up, well, at least wrap up The Wedding Witch, and dig into some other books. But let me tell you what I plan to read this coming week and some bookish things I purchased. Okay, let's start off with the most exciting purchase this week. And like I said, if you are coming to my channel based on this video, welcome. But I did get the new Kindle Paperwhite in raspberry color. It's not decorated yet, but I love, love, love it. It's 12th gen. It's so far been really fast. I'm gonna do a comparison of the 11th gen with the 12th gen, and just see like speed wise, but so far I see less lag, especially when I'm searching for books. So I picked that up. If you didn't see my video on that, go check that out. Also, I picked up the Starling House. I've had this book on my radar for a while, and I don't know much about it, but I have it also on my Kindle, and I just wanted to read it, and the book is pretty. It says, Opal is a lot of things: orphan, high school dropout, full-time cynic, and part-time cashier. But above all, she's determined to find a better life for her younger brother, Jasper. One that gets them out of Eden, Kentucky, a town remarkable for only 2 things: bad luck and E. Starling, the reclusive 19th century author of The Underland, who disappeared more than 100 years ago. All she left behind were dark rumors and her home. Everyone agrees that it's best to ignore the uncanny mansion and its misanthropic heir, Arthur. Almost everyone, anyway. Opal has been obsessed with the Underland since she was a child. When she gets the chance to step inside Starling House and make some extra cash for her brother's escape fund, she can't resist. But sinister forces are digging deeper into the buried secrets of Starling House, and Arthur's own nightmares have become far too real. As Eden itself seems to be drowning in its own ghosts, Opal realizes that she might finally have found a reason to stick around. So that looks really good. And then this past week was my 20th dating anniversary with my husband. We've been married for 17 years, dating for 20. And we don't really do like gifts or anything for the dating anniversary, it's just an acknowledgement. But he did get me bookish gifts. He got me this cute blanket that I've been sleeping with every night. And he got me this really cute bookish mug, which is so adorable. It's a library card wrapped around. So thank you. And it is super cute. I haven't used it yet, but I will. I haven't been drinking much coffee, but I'll use it for something else. So loved that. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm going to read this week. So after reading the back cover, I think this one, Starling House, I'm going to read. There's not too much. Well, it's only 317-ish pages, and I have it on Kindle, so that's always a win. Obviously, I'm going to finish The Wedding Witch, and then I'm going to make some concessions here. I pulled out a lot. Okay. I was going to read Murder on Tour last week. I never got to it. It's a library book, cozy mystery that I thought was super cute. The cover is, I'm not feeling it, so I'm putting that to the side. Last year, I started reading Wings of Fire, the graphic novels. They're my youngest Reagan's favorite books, and I have told her I'm going to read book 2 forever, and I have to hold that promise because I haven't held it to this point. So I'm going to read book 2, The Lost Heir, and that should be a quick read, but excited to get back into the world and to talk about it with her. Another middle grade book I'm going to read is Witchlings. And this book follows a girl, 7, who, they have a black moon ceremony. And if you don't place into a certain house, you kind of have to fight for your spot. She doesn't place in a house, and so she has to fight for her spot. And that should be a quick read. And then I also didn't get to this week, my Vampire Plus One. I want to read this one as well. I have this on Kindle too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want to read Big Witch Energy by Molly Harper. This is the next book after Witches Get Stuff Done. I believe I read that last year. And this should be really cute. Fun, light, funny, cute. So I don't know in what order I'll read these or which ones I'll be reading simultaneously, but that is my goal. I also have this chunker that I want to finish this month. I read the first one in the series. I probably brought this out 16 times on my channel to talk about how I'm going to read it, and I never do, but I would like to at some point finish this book. So those are my plans for next week, as well as what I read this past week. Comment down below about any of the books that I've talked about today. I would love to hear what you're reading this week. Don't forget to check out my other videos on my channel. Again, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe and share my channel. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.